Hi there! Welcome to another exciting episode of Cooking with Sev. We're still trying to save our money, so what we've done today is we're going to do chili. And we're going to make chili the trailer park way. We've got beans. Beans that we got real cheap. I mean dirt cheap. I think they were even given to us. They were in the cupboard for a long time and I thought, well, you know, now is about time to break those things out and use them. Now what we did do is, because you're going to need some meat. So we went and looked, manager special, which means we got it for like half the price. So for 2 pounds of beef, I spent $4. It's not too bad, not too bad. Not too bad at all. And then for the chili sauce, we're going back to McCormick. McCormick makes a long line of really good stuff that makes it easier to make stuff like chili. Now, if I didn't have this, what I would have to do is I would have to cook or basically boil up some chili powder. And that usually takes about an hour for it to get all good and chili-like. And then you'd have to add flour to it and butter and all that stuff. So what I'm doing right now is with this, I'm cutting a big old corner off. That way I don't have to spend all the time in the kitchen. I can spend more time doing other things and I can enjoy my meal sooner. Not to mention the fact, it is keeping it relatively as inexpensive as possible. So I've got my pan here. Got some butter in here. The butter is basically just to keep the meat from sticking until the beef itself starts to yield its own fat. So with the butter in there, it's on stove, medium heat. These are hamburger patties. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically put them in the pan and break them up with a fork. Once I have them broken up with a fork, we'll go from there. So, right after this, commercial break, we'll be right back. Hi, we're back. Now, the beef has been browned, and so according to the instructions, we want to strain the beef. We want to get rid of the fat. Well, we don't want to put the fat down the drain. So what we want to do is we want to capture the fat and put it in something that we can throw away. Well, what do we have to throw away? We have plastic cups. Now the problem with that is the fact you use a plastic cup, well, the hot grease is going to melt the plastic cup. So that's not exactly a good idea. Besides, remember, we don't want to throw plastic cups away. Why? Because it's more trash. Now what we do want to use is use a can. Well, it just so happens I have a couple of cans here. And the cans here are the ingredients. We have tomato paste, salsa, and 2 cans of green chilies. Now looking at our beef, I can say there's probably about 2 cans of water and fat. Now we need to drain that off. That's important. Now what we have to do in order to drain that off is take a pan, put it under the strainer in the sink, and then we slowly take our beef and we put it in the strainer. That way our fat ends up in the pan. Now we have the fat in the pan and the frying pan. Well, we want to get rid of that. Best way to do that is with a paper towel. Take a paper towel and soak up all that fat. That way, you take the paper towel, you throw it in the trash, and look, no fat to go into the drain. That's always a good thing, is not to put fat into the drain. Now, as we let our beef sit there, I got a big pan. Now I'm going to move you around, so hang in there. Whoa! Oh, ride 'em, cowboy. Alrighty, we'll zoom you in here. Get you in a good shot there. And alright, now that I've got you rearranged to this side of the kitchen or that side of the kitchen, depending on which way you're looking at it, I'm going to take my green chilies. Green chilies usually has a lot of water in it, but it turns out these don't. Oh, that's good. I'll just put those in the pot just like that. And saving the cans in the pot. There we go. Green chilies in the pot. Now, tomato sauce. That was probably a mistake. I know how tempting it is to taste the stuff as you're going, but for tomato paste, not a good idea. So we're going to put the tomato paste in there with the green chilies. That way we got tomato paste, the green chilies. Get everybody all happy. Just remember, happy food makes us happy. Everybody's happy when the food's happy. If the food isn't happy, we're not happy. If we're not happy, then where's the happiness? I was going to actually say something about that, but I decided no. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll have probably heard me say that before. Now we got our meat all nice and strained. In it goes. So, then we're going to our beans. Now these beans, like I said, they're pinto beans, regular hard beans, not canned beans. Came in a package, roughly about 30 cents. And in order to reconstitute them, a lot of people boil it for an hour, and they usually reconstitute themselves within about an hour or so. And what I like to do is use a crock pot. That way, you got your beans all night long, and you get your salt in there, get everything all tasty, so your beans actually come out pretty darn tasty. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to strain the beans because I don't want the bean sauce, the brine. It's salty, it's going to make everything all salty, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to strain them, and then I'm going to put them in said pan. Once we get to that point, then we're going to stir it up, and we're going to add the salsa, and we're going to see where we're at liquid-wise. Because remember, we have powdered chili to add. So the instructions on the powdered chili does say add can of beans with the brine. Well, like I said, we're not doing that. We've got salsa, we've got chilies, we've got all sorts of good stuff going in this, and I'm not about to ruin it with brine from the beans. So, like I said, I'm going to strain the beans, put it in the pan, a little bit of salsa, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to go to a commercial break right now, enjoy the commercial, and we'll be back in a few minutes.